No, baby. No! No! Hey, baby. Oh, baby, oh.
On this day in 2008, Sons of Anarchy premiered. This crime drama follows a motorcycle gang operating in the fictional town of Charming, California. To say this show has some dark moments is quite the understatement. What moment made your jaw hit the floor? Let us know below. Major spoilers ahead. Number 10. Otto shows no mercy.
Can I get a minute alone? It's been a very long time since I prayed.
Throughout his time in prison, Otto Delaney took extreme measures to shield Sam Crow from law enforcement and rival gangs. However, when the club fails to protect his wife, Luann, Otto's relationship with Sam Crow turns sour, and he plots his gruesome revenge. After landing himself in the prison's infirmary, Otto convinces the club president's wife, Tara, to bring him Luann's crucifix, a seemingly tender moment that this show has very few of.
I just want to wear it for a few minutes. You know, maybe say a prayer or something.
I'll see if I can get it.
Otto then uses the crucifix to mercilessly attack and kill a nurse. Tara becomes implicated in the murder, leaving Otto with the most vengeance he can muster from behind bars.
Please, don't.
Sons live. Redwood bleeds.
No.
Number 9. Kyle's painful tattoo removal.
Take your shirt off. Come on, Jack.
Take it off!
By the middle of season 1, Sons of Anarchy was still establishing its benchmark for shock value. That limit reached new heights when a former member of Sam Crow returned to the fold.
Hey, I've been doing what Jack's asked. I stand clear of everyone.
Think you and I need to settle a few things.
Yeah, I guess we do.
Before the series began, Kyle was ousted from the Sons after fleeing the scene of a crime and leaving another club member to take the fall. When Kyle is invited to a party hosted by the MC, Jax learns that he never had his Grim Reaper tattoo blacked out, the equivalent of a cardinal sin.
Sorry, Clay. I know I was supposed to black it out, and I tried, man. But I went a bunch of times, and I couldn't do it.
The club then gives him a gut-wrenching choice: fire or knife. Kyle opts for fire. Thankfully, we're spared from seeing too much, but it is an unfriendly reminder never to cross Sam Crow. Number 8. Massacre at Diosa. By the show's final season, tension between the rival gangs of Northern California amplified. Henry Lynn, leader of the Triads, catches on that Jax and the rest of Sam Crow have double-crossed him.
Why the hell should I believe you now?
Take us with you, man. Take us with you. We'll sit down with you and Alvarez, figure out a way to bring down Black. If we're lying, kill both of us.
Lynn's retaliation is swift and brutal. He sends several of his men to Diosa, one of Sam Crow's establishments. The Triads then proceed to slaughter 17 people inside. Thankfully, the violence happens off-screen. However, Jax arrives shortly after, and we're treated to a grisly reveal of the aftermath. Among the victims is Diosa's owner, Colette, whom Jax had recently begun an intimate relationship with, making the hit even more personal for the club's leader. The Sons of Anarchy are never short on enemies.
Save that rage for your biker pal. He's the one who should catch it.
Number 7. Jax drugs Wendy.
What are you doing here?
Look, I'm sorry. Everything you said tonight's been ringing in my head. Can we talk?
Wendy Case has one of the more interesting story arcs of the many side characters featured on the show. Season 1 introduces us to Wendy as a fiendish woman who shoots heroin even while pregnant with her and Jax's son Abel. In later seasons, Wendy returns as a sober and calculating woman.
And you would think that with a close call like that it might have motivated you to get the hell out of this. But instead, no, what do? You knock her up, spit out another kid, and throw your entire family against the chaos.
In an effort to win custody of Abel, she threatens to blackmail Jax with sensitive information that would land him in prison. But Jax will do anything to protect his family. He visits Wendy at her home and injects a needle filled with drugs into her arm to undermine her credibility. It's a dark, depressing moment on the show that continued to prove Jax's occasionally ruthless nature.
You don't ever threaten my family again.
Number 6. Otto won't be talking again.
Please state your name for the record.
Mr. Delaney makes an appearance on our list again, this time mutilating himself in a seriously grotesque manner. There's no question that Otto's loyalty to Sam Crow sets a very high bar. His allegiance to the club is showcased once more when he's interviewed in prison after murdering his nurse. To prove he's not a rat, Otto sticks his tongue out and then slams his jaw down on the table. As a final act of defiance, he then throws his detached organ at the two-way mirror. Talk about commitment.
Way to commit, Otto.
Number 5. Jax takes out Tara's stalker.
Tell me everything that you think doesn't work in our relationship. Be straight with me, brutally honest.
Okay.
None of us were rooting for John Cone to live, but it was pretty disturbing to see just how easy it was for Jax to take a life. As Tara returns to Charming, her ex-boyfriend, Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives agent John Cone, arrives shortly after to harass her.
I think he's here for me. I was with him in Chicago. It got violent. I tried to end it. He started stalking me.
Things escalate, and eventually, Cone breaks into Tara's house and attacks her. During the struggle, Tara incapacitates Cone with his own gun. In shock, she calls Jax for help, who arrives to dispatch the disgraced agent once and for all. Number 4. Hasty and heinous vengeance.
Killed my wife. I know. You're just a soldier. Lynn made the call.
If you weren't aware by now that vengeance is a staple in Sons of Anarchy, this next entry will certainly drive that point home. After Tara's death, Jax is riddled with grief and confusion. In an attempt to keep anyone from suspecting it was her, Gemma lies to Jax that the triads are to blame.
Got a real good look at that guy that was in the house. It was him.
Consumed by his bloodthirsty need to avenge his wife, Jax and his crew kidnap a member of the rival gang. Jax ends his life the same way that Gemma ended Tara's, quelling his bloodlust for the time being.
But what you did to her, how you did it, I'm gonna make sure you feel that.
Number 3. Gemma gets abducted.
My baby swallowed something. He's choking. Please help me.
All right.
What did he swallow? A bottle cap or something.
Season 2 introduced us to an insidious and cunning antagonist, the League of American Nationalists. These white supremacists quickly made their presence known in Charming, buying up certain businesses throughout town.
Just dropping by to give you a little friendly advice.
What advice would that be? We feel it would be best for all concerned if you stop dealing arms to the 19ers and the Mayans.
In an effort to end Sam Crow's business dealings with people of color, several members of the League abducted and sexually assaulted Gemma.
I knew his voice. Tat on his throat. So Belle's right hand.
The scene was brutal and excruciating to sit through. Gemma Teller established herself early on as a fan favorite, and what happened to her was incredibly tough to watch. Number 2, Gemma makes a lethal mistake.
And what if, Tara's running?
Jax will find her. Do what needs to be done.
During the series' progression, Gemma proved over and over that she would do what is needed to protect the club and her family. In this case, it came at a hefty cost.
They're arresting him. Yeah. I guess Tara made a deal.
When Gemma thinks Tara is a snitch who is ready to sell out the Sons, she visits her with lethal intentions. The two engage in a struggle, ultimately leading to Gemma savagely taking Tara's life. Even worse, moments later, Sheriff Eli Roosevelt shows up, telling Gemma that Tara was never a rat, and her loyalty to the club couldn't be stronger.
Tara didn't rat Gemma. Jax gave himself up to protect her. To keep her safe.
Witnessing the loss of a strong female character like Tara was as sad as it was stupefying. Number 1, Tig's world is ripped apart. The club's Sergeant-at-Arms was quite the character, and many fans agree that Kim Coates did a stellar job portraying him.
I don't even know who I am anymore, man.
What are you talking?
I had to tell him.
Tell him what?
That I killed Donna.
Coates was really able to flex his acting chops during one of the toughest to watch scenes on all of Sons of Anarchy. after Traeger accidentally takes the life of the daughter of powerful crime boss Damon Pope. Revenge is served scalding hot. Pope kidnaps Traeger's daughter and forces him to watch as she is doused in gasoline and lit on fire while still alive. There's nothing more difficult to imagine than losing a child before your very eyes. Coates depicted the intense anguish of a tormented father stupendously.
Oh, man, I'm sorry. Please. Please, not her. Kill me, please, I beg you.
Well done, Sons of Anarchy. You have officially left us heartbroken.
Let's go.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.